Yeah, welcome back to my class again today. We've actually concluded some of the major concepts in Python, which is object-oriented programming. And those are what? The class. We've looked at the class. We've looked at method. We've looked at object. And then we've looked at attribute, right? So what we want to look at now is principles that actually guides the operation of this concept. And there are mostly four principles, which are what? Inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Then we'll look at many more of those principles. In this class, we're going to look at inheritance. That's what we want to look at in this class. After that, we'll look at polymorphism. Then after that, we'll look at abstraction, we'll look at encapsulation. So the four principles, right? We have the first one, inheritance. Inheritance, right? We have polymorphism. Polymorphism. We have abstraction. And then we have encapsulation. Right? These are principles. Principles. So these are the four major principles we are going to look at: inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So the first one we'll look at now is inheritance. So that's what we are going to do in this video, right? So without wasting much time, let's get right in and let me show you inheritance. So I'm just going to wipe this off, and I'll leave this one on the board, right? Okay, let me also wipe it off and then show you, write it here in inheritance. Right. So, what is inheritance? The same way you have a child inheriting from the parent, that is the word. So, what is inheritance? I will actually say that inheritance is the process, right, in which a subclass inherit methods and attributes from what? The superclass, which is what? The parent class. So you have a child class inheriting from the parent class. Based on that, I can equally say that you, as a child, was actually responsible for the union between your father and your mother, because you felt you are going into the world and there are certain behaviors you need to exhibit. Why create them from the scratch? You already have one man that is having that kind of behavior, and you have another woman that is having that kind of behavior. So what did you do? You brought them together and then inherited from them. I don't know if that is true, but that is actually the meaning of inheritance. So let's see how it is done in Python, right? So what are the keywords that we have here? So we have the first one, which is what? Superclass. Superclass, right? This is actually referred to as a parent, right? And then we have the subclass, right? This is referred to as the child, right? So this child is going to inherit from this father. Then we have something else again in Python, which is what? The super function. So we have this super, right? Super function. So this super function is actually a function that enables this subclass, right, to inherit from this superclass. So we are going to use these three things in the program that I want to do today. So without wasting much time, let's get right in and let me show you how to write a superclass, a subclass, and then using this super function to access whatever method is in this superclass, right? Okay. Now, let us make man in our own image. He created them male and female, and then later he formed. So three stages, which is what? Make, create, and form. Now we are going to use that in this place. So let's create a class, man. So we'll create our class, man. Class, man. Right? And then we are going to create three methods inside this class. The first one will be what? The instance method. So I'm going to define def double underscore init, right? Double underscore, and then I'll give it self, and then I'll give it a name. Then I'll close this. I'll come in here and I will call self dot name. That is, this name is the attribute of this object, right? So this is an object that will be instantiated for this class. That object will come here. The name that will be given to that object will be here. So this name will be stored in this attribute. So this name is the attribute of this self. So to access that attribute, we have this dot notation. So I'm going to assign name to it, which is this name. So I have created one method, right, inside this class, which is what? The init method that is going to initialize the object that will be instantiated for this class, man. Okay, so I'm going to define another method, and I'll call it, I'll say def, right? And I will name this husband. I will name it husband. And then this husband is an instant method. I've taught you that. So this will be what? Self. And then you close this. So inside this husband method, what is it going to do? I want it to print out this is the father of mankind. So that's what I want it to print out. This method, what I want this method to print out is this. Then I will define another method. I will call it wife, right? And then inside this, you also supply self to it. Now, inside this method, I want you to print out this is the mother of mankind. All right. Okay. So I have created a class and I've defined a method inside the class, three methods, which the first one is the init method, which is going to initialize the object that will be created for this class. Then I have also created the husband method, which is an instant method, expecting just that object. And then inside it, I want you to print out, this is the father of mankind. Then I also declare another method, which is what? Wife. And this method, I want you to print out, this is the mother of mankind. Now I'm going to create a child class that is going to inherit this class, man. So the first child class I'm going to create to be what? Class, right? Male. He created them male and female. So this is the child class that I'm going to create that will inherit this man class. So inside this place will be what? Man. So I have created a child class that is going to inherit this man class. Now inside this child class, I'm going to create just one method, which is what? The init method. So I'm going to create define, right? And then I'll say double underscore init, and then double underscore. Here I will say self, and I will give it name, right? Now inside this method, I want to call this init method that is in the parent class, right? So here I am going to use this function, the super function. This is a built-in function in the Python standard library. So this super function is a built-in function. So I'm just going to call this function and use it to call this my init method that is in the what? In the parent class. So I will say super, right? Method dot init method. Now this init method is just expecting self and name, but this self will be to represent the object that will be instantiated, while this name is actually the argument that is expecting. So it's expecting just one parameter. So here I am going to put name, right? So I have created the male class, which is the child of this man class. Now is inheriting what? The init method. So to access that init method that is here, I'm going to use the super function, right? This super function dot, meaning I'm using this to call this init method that is inside the parent class. Now this is the first one. Then I'm going to create another class, class female, and this one is also going to inherit from the man class. So two classes, male and female. Both of them are the children classes of what? This man class. So this one now, I'm equally going to create this inside this place. So that would be def double underscore init underscore self name. And then inside it, I'm also going to call the super class. The super method, super method dot init name. So right now I have created my class, which is what? The man class, which is the parent class. And I've created 3 methods inside this man class. And then I've created 2 subclasses, which is what? The male and the female. So this male is the child class for man, and this female is the child class for also man. Then inside them, I have the init method, but their init method are going to call the init method of the man class, right? So I have created my class. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to instantiate. So I'm going to create an object for this male, and I'm also going to create an object for this female. So the object I will create for this male is what? Adam. While the object I will create for this female is what? Eve. Now, this board is full. So what I will do now is, I am going to, let me come here. I won't wipe this off. I will just come to this place and write. And I hope you will still be able to see it. So I'm going to clean this up. So this is my class. This is my class. So this is my class, right? Now I want to create an object for this class, but I want to create an object for the male and the object for the female. So I will come here and I will say, I will create Adam. You can see I'm using small lowercase Adam. Then I am creating an object for this male class. So I will say male, right? And what I will supply into it is Adam. Okay, I've created the class for the male, and then I will come here and I will create Eve for the female class, and I will supply Eve to it. Right? So now I have instantiated this class and this class. Right? So now I want to use this class, this object that I've created for this class and the object that I've created for this female class. I want to use them to call the method inside this. So this one, I am going to use it to call this method husband. So I will say Adam dot husband. While this one I will say if dot wife. Now, when I do this, what will it print? This one will print this husband. Adam dot husband will print out this, will print out this. While this if dot wife will print out this one, will print out everything that is here on the screen for me. So what happened? I instantiated the object for this male class. So Adam, right, will be given to self, and then Adam will be given to name, right? Then it will come inside this place. I will use the superclass to call this method. So when it calls, this Adam will be given to this name, which is the init method that is here. So it will now come here. Now, the Adam will be given to self, and then this Adam will be given to this name. It will come into this place. When it comes in, it will assign that Adam to what? Self.name, to this attribute, this name attribute. So Adam will be stored inside this place. Now, when I'm using Adam to call this husband method, which is inside the superclass, right? It will check this class first, which is the male class. It will not see this husband. Then it will come here. So there is something we call method resolution order, right? So it will check here. It will not see this husband. Then it will move to the what? To the parent class, and then it will see the husband. So when it gets here, it will take this Adam and it will put it inside this self. Then it will go in and it will print, this is the father of mankind. Then this if will repeat the same step. When it is instantiated here, if will be given to what? To self. And then the if here will be given to name. Then it will go in. And then this super function dot init will call this init method. So if will be supplied here. The other if, which is the small case, which is the object, will be supplied here. Then it will go in and then store this if, which is the name, inside this attribute. So when you are now calling the wife method, it will also check inside this place. It will not see the wife method. Then it will move to the parent class because it now sees that the parent is man. So it will now come here and it will see the wife method. So you will supply if to self, and then it will come in here and print, this is the mother of mankind. Please, if you have followed me this far and you have not subscribed to my channel, do not hesitate to do so. So let's go to the PyCharm and let me demonstrate this practically for you to see the printout. Okay, so these are PyCharm. So let's get right in and create inheritance. So here I'm just going to create a new file, and I'll say file, and I'll call it inheritance, right? .py. Okay, so we'll create our class. We'll create our class man, right? And then we'll define the init. Then we'll supply. Then the next one will be what? Name. And then we'll come in and we'll say self dot name. We assign name to it. And then we create another method, def husband. And then we'll go in and we'll say print this is the father of mankind. Then we'll create another method, def wife. And then we go in and we say print this is the mother of mankind, right? And then we create the subclass. We'll create the subclass male, and then the parent will be what? Man. And then inside it will define init method, and this one be expecting name. And then we are going to use the superclass to call the init method of the first class. So super init, and then we say init, and then we'll supply name to it. All right. Then we'll create another class, female, and then the main class is man. And inside it again too, we'll just copy this. And we'll paste. All right. Okay, so our class is created. We've created our class. We've created our parent class, which is the superclass man. And then we have three methods inside it. The first method is the init method, which is going to initialize this attribute, right, of the object. Then we have the husband method, which is going to print out this is the father of mankind. Then we have the wife method, which is going to print out this is the mother of mankind. So these three methods are existing inside this class man. Then we are going to create the next class, which is the subclass, which is male, and having this man as the parent class. And then we are creating the female, which is also having man as the parent class. And now inside this male, we are calling this init method. We are going to supply name. So the next thing is let's instantiate this male and the female. So we are going to create if, and then male Adam. We are creating an object for the male class, and then we are going to supply Adam to it. And then we say if, that is for the female class, and we are going to supply if to it. So we have created the object for the two classes. And now let's call the method. So this first one is Adam dot husband method. And the second one is if dot wife method. Now, when we'll execute this, what will it give us? So the first one will print out, this is the father of mankind. The second one will print out, this is the mother of mankind. So let's execute it. So can you see? Now we have, this is the father of mankind, and then this is the mother of mankind. So, which is a proof of what we just did on the board. Now, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to click on the like button. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have not followed me on my Facebook page, please endeavor to follow me on my Facebook page. So till we see you in the next class. Bye-bye.